get back to training after a match like that ends the way it does? Do you have to take any extra time to let that roll off your back, or is it easier to get back on the training ground when there's that one slip up at the end of a match?
That was a tough match. That was a tough match. I just, I don't have any other good adjectives to describe that because the players put a lot of effort into that game. And Steph is someone who all of those guys out on that field appreciate what he does and what he has done for this club. And so, for it to happen to Steph the way it did, after all the effort we put in the game, it was hard. That was hard. But today's a nice day. We're back on the field. We're going to push past it.
How was the feeling in the clubhouse after that? Just
feeling in the clubhouse?
Yeah, I mean,
they're trying to support Steph. Look, our soccer, the games have been better the last 3 days, last 3 games. We played a little bit better, a little harder, with a little more determination. So, win, loss, and a draw, whatever you want to call it. We're going to try and keep some momentum, whatever momentum we have going into Saturday.
It might seem like a cliche, but it looks like the team is better than the results show or the points show in the standings. How much more would you elaborate on that?
Well, I think so. I think there's specific reasons why we lost the 3 games that we did, and obviously it was uncharacteristic the way we lost the 4th. I had messaged to the team and to you guys that we're going to be a hard team to beat. We are a hard team to beat, so our results will get better. Confident of that.
Early in that game, Roman gets scratched out of the lineup. How's he doing, and what's his situation?
That's not good. It's not good. It's a hamstring injury, and it's not good. That's all I'll say on it now. But that was a blow.
How about Chad Marshall?
Chad Marshall's out here training. He should be fine.
How did Kim come out of the game health-wise?
Good. The reason why we subbed was because with his calf injury, there was an amount of minutes that we felt comfortable with. That was the only reason why I made the sub. He's perfectly fine and played well.
What did you think of how him and Gustav paired together, especially getting thrown in there at the
last minute? Great. Gustav had another strong performance. Kim was good. I think the entire team defending was good in that game. We got the tactics right. We were frustrating them. Didn't give them too many clean looks. So they played well. Team played well defensively.
As we turn the page to Columbus, what have you seen from Greg's team so far this year?
Another good team. Very possession-oriented. They push our wide backs high, play 3 at the back. How we match up against that certainly is going to be key.
How different is it knowing that Kamara and Merrim are gone, but they bring in a guy like Zardes, who you've seen in the past with LA, but he's got 5 goals in 9 games this year so far.
Yeah, he's had a little career revival. That happens sometimes. You move to a different club and, you get a little spark, get a little bump.
With 2 healthy center backs going into this game, are you going to be tempted to push Christian back up higher in the attacking midfield? Or
maybe.
Would you hold him
We'll
back?
see. We'll see about that. It does depend on, how we shape the team, how we reward the team, because those guys played well. So that'll still be to be determined.
Were you originally going to use him up there against LA, or was that a last-minute decision that you made to drop him back because of the injuries, or were you originally going to put him?
No, Dempsey was going to start that game. It's a big game. He's a big-time player. So that one was slated to go that way.
Coach, have you been following along at all with the efforts to keep the crew in Columbus, and do you have any feelings on the matter?
I haven't really followed it as much as I probably should. We've got our own challenges here in Seattle, but it's a worthwhile cause. It's one of the original franchises, and there's some good people in Columbus that have supported that team for a long time. But I also understand that it's pro sports. Look, let's be honest. It's pro sports, and franchises move across all different sports. And if my history is correct, there's been some moves in soccer as well throughout the years in NASL, USL, MLS, all that. So,
It appears that this year has been a high frequency of injuries. Do you know by any chance what that might be?
I wish I knew, because they're all different. if you're starting with, Jordy's injury, which was an ACL, Victor, you guys didn't ask me about Victor, but he had a little setback with his knee as well. We actually scoped that just to find out what's wrong. So that was that one. Ozzy had his quad. We had, a couple of hamstring pulls. We had a calf pull. There's not one specific injury that's shut us down. It's been a combination of a bunch. So it's been really frustrating.
So how far it is now, Victor?
Well, I'll let the medical people say that, but usually with the scope, it's 2 to 3 weeks.
Even all of those injuries, testing your depth, and with the transfer window having closed yesterday, do you wish that the club had moved a little bit more aggressively in adding some reinforcements here?
It's a good question, Matt. Thank you for that. Of course, as a coach, you'd always want to have more good players. But I'll tell you guys a couple of things. So, number one, when Jordan went down, we were targeting kind of transitional guys that could play wide, maybe as a 10, kind of in that band of 3, not really an out-and-out forward. And so the options that were presented to us as a coaching staff wasn't a like for like for a center forward. And so based on that, I was in agreement where, if we're not getting a like for like guy and we're just putting some guy out there that's kind of a winger, but we're going to try and stuff him up here, then I wasn't okay with that because it's a bigger decision for our club. Second of all, though, is I'm a little irritated at times when, people get fired up about this club not wanting to compete, or they can't compete, or whatever Gar said or didn't say, or what people heard or didn't hear. I need to tell everybody that the players on that field, they haven't quit on the fans. They haven't quit. They busted their ass in LA, and the fans that were there in LA tried to do what they could to make the atmosphere great down in LA. That relationship is still there. Those players have not quit on the fans, and I don't think our fans have quit on us. Okay, we're also going to be realistic and say, okay, we can accept some of the responsibility. If results don't go, I get it. We're in a results-based business. If I don't do my job, I'll get fired. I get it. But as long as I'm here, you can bet your that any player that is going to quit or woe is me or says, oh, this is hard, they won't be with this team for very long. Because we're going to continue to work and push and do whatever it takes to win games. That's the bottom line. We are not afraid to compete against New York, LA 2 times, Atlanta. We're not afraid of that. We've been to 2 MLS Cup finals. And our goal is still to make another one. Okay, would we like it to be at home? Yes. Have we pushed some results not gone our way? Of course. We're looking to fix that. So it's a little irritating and challenging that, shit has happened. We've had some traumatic injuries. Okay? We're working through that. Those guys are busting their ass. Coaching staff has been working their ass off trying to figure out solutions, and we're going to push forward. I want to push forward from all this mess because I already told you, as long as I'm here, this team's never going to quit. Simple as that.